With the recent release of Star Sailors, I've come to the realization that AO man, gacha games haven't truly evolved within these past couple of years, and that they're still suffering from the same issues that they've had all along. Now, man, this has become a very, very difficult and painful thing for me, especially as a gacha game fan, a person who really loves gacha games. And not only that, but I'm also free to play, and this actually hurts me because they're just very, very predatory these days. They're just trying to milk us these days, and that hurts. So, I would like to go through the core main issues within gacha games. The first one that I would like to start with is with character progression or farming. And then the sub problems within here would be resource farming. Gaining resources in gacha games these days is a problem, because it's like every time we take one step forward within this space, within this genre, we take two steps back. Because when it comes to farming resources, the perfect example I can give you is like you would be given a stage, and then this stage would be giving you experience resources, basically an item that you can use in order to level up your characters. Now, the problem with this stage is that in order to grind the stage, you need to get 3 stars within the stage, because there's missions you need to complete. But here's the problem: the stage is extremely difficult. Okay, it is very, very hard to beat, and your units are not at the right level in order to beat that stage. In order to beat that stage, I know a lot of you are gonna say you have to level them up, right? So how do you level them up? By grinding a previous stage. But the problem is the previous stage doesn't give enough resources. It will give you like a small minuscule amount of resources, right? Meaning that in order for you to beat the next stage, you're gonna have to grind the previous stage for a couple of days, sometimes a couple of weeks, heck, sometimes a couple of months, just for you to gain enough resources to level up one character, not multiple characters, one character. And that is a very, very, very big issue within gacha games. I don't know why some gacha games do this, and that becomes a huge problem, because some gacha games even go to the extent of making it making you unable to reset certain characters, which is another issue that exists within this main issue, which is the fact that you will level up a specific character, right? You'll use them for a while. After using them for a while, you'll gain a character that's even better than that character. So obviously, due to the fact that resources are limited, you want to reset that character, meaning you want to reset them back to level 1, so you can take the resources that you invested into the character and pour them into the next character. But some gacha games, they don't allow you to do that, and that just kills the game. Like, it ruins the game, because now all that painful grinding I did, I have to do it all over again for this new character. But here's the problem: I'm never gonna use that character again, the previous one. Meaning, whatever resources I poured into them, that's gone resources, that's lost resources, that's gone. Meaning, there's a possibility I would have to restart my entire account. I have to delete my account and start a new one and start all over, and hope to get lucky. Like, I can easily break myself like that. Another problem is equipment upgrading. Upgrading equipment is painful. Not only do I have to upgrade the main equipment, but I also have to reroll for substats. If you're someone who plays HSR, you know that rerolling for substats on equipment is painful, because, like I said, farming resources is very hard. They give you limited resources, so now you have to reroll for that. That hurts. It absolutely hurts. And already farming for the equipment is hard. Now I have to farm in order to re-roll the equipment substats. That ruins the game. On top of that, an issue is duping characters. Like, duping characters hurts. Now, I'm not gonna go into detail with this one, because it's gonna be part of like the last main issue. But duping characters also hurts the progression of characters, because some characters, their kits are locked behind dupes, meaning that if you do not get enough dupes, you cannot fully utilize a character, and that hurts the game. Now, for the second main issue, which is menu overload. I don't know what it is with gacha games and their UIs, but some gacha developers are extremely lazy. Everything needs to have a menu. There has to be a menu for this, there has to be a menu for that, there has to be a menu for this, there has to be a menu for that. There's multiple buttons that are going to take you to different avenues, meaning you have to go through different loading screens, and that is annoying. Why can't they just simplify things? Why must there be a loading screen for everything? Like, this thing, it gives overload towards the brain, it gives overload towards the eyes. On top of that, it makes it extremely tiring for me as a player, because if I have to go through so many loading screens, bro, like, I might as well get rid of the game, because I don't want to go through all of this. And now for the third main issues, which is wrong game mode focus. And now the sub issues within this main issue is PvP versus PvE. Like some gacha games are PvP focused, which is a problem because if you're not a whale or a dolphin, you might as well delete the game. A perfect example I can give is a Theoria Restart. If you're not spending money, you won't last in that game. You might as well get rid of it. And some games are PvE, which is a problem because I need to feel some sort of accomplishment. I need to feel like I'm beating somebody. I need to feel like I'm improving. So if there's nobody to compare myself to, or there's no like leaderboard or leader score to compare to, then I might as well not play the game anymore because it feels utterly lonely. The only thing I have is the space online, which is like, for example, like Twitter or Reddit or things like that. And you know how gacha fans are, like, hey man, you know how they are on online spaces. It's painful. And then you have terrible events. Gacha games have this weird tendency of just rolling out the worst events. Obviously, like sometimes you'll get lucky, like with WoA, with the Cyberpunk collab event, which was apparently good. I don't play WoA, but I will always support WoA because I have tried the game and it's kind of good, but I'm not really into open world gacha games. But gacha games, most of the time they release these terrible events and then they just sit there and wonder why nobody wants to play. How can I play something that's extremely boring? Like, it's not fun, it's not entertaining. They really need to pour more focus into these events. Another sub problem within this main problem is mini game slop, which is a perfect example is HSR, Genshin Impact, and as well as NTE, Neverness to Everness, where they just drop like a lot of mini games within the main game. Like, if I'm playing your game, I'm here for like the main gameplay. Like, if it's like for example HSR, if it's a turn-based game, I'm here for the turn-based combat. Like, you can create a game mode, like for example with Labyrinth, for example with there's this other roguelike type of thing, dungeons. You can create things like what is this, boss raids and whatnot. Like, you can, like, you know these events, right? And here's the thing, the problem is gacha games that have these types of gameplay things, they release all of this gameplay events at the same time, and that becomes annoying because now every single day, in order to get through all my dailies, I have to go through all of these events, and this becomes tiring. So what I want them to do is, for example, on week 1 we'll only have like the Labyrinth, on week 2 we'll only have like the boss raid, nothing else, just boss raid. On week 3 we'll only have something like this, that the roguelike map campaign, and then on week 4 we can have some sort of like PvP event, and then they can just keep swapping between them, like every single week they just swap through these events. They don't have to give us all of them at the same time because it becomes annoying to do all of them, and they don't have to give us these terrible mini games like mahjong or tic-tac-toe, or these very, very time-consuming mini games. And the problem is, these mini games, they lock premium resources behind them, because now I'm no longer playing the main gameplay. I'm now playing something else. Like, if I want to play solitaire, I'll go play solitaire. If I want to play mahjong, I'll go play mahjong. If I want to play snakes and ladders, I'll go play snakes and ladders. I'm not playing HSR to play snakes and ladders. I'm playing HSR to play HSR. And then after that, we have the final main problem that I have, which is rampant unit release. And this is a huge problem because gacha games release a lot of like some gacha games, not all of them, but some gacha games release a lot of units, where they'll be releasing like 3 units every single month, or they'll be releasing 2 brand new units every single month. A gacha game that I'm playing right now is DC Dark Legion, and DC Dark Legion releases a brand new unit every month. Every month they release a brand new unit, which is amazing, because if they were to release 2 new units every single month, this, like, it how can I say this, it ruins the collection aspect of the gacha game, because now I'm forced between choosing between one of the 2 characters or splurging money in order to get both characters. And here's the problem, is that the moment they start doing this, right, this introduces these sub issues, which is power creep. If a gacha game is releasing multiple characters within a month, this speeds up power creep, because here's the thing, every time a new character is released, that character needs to be stronger than the last. And if the character ends up being overwhelmingly strong, like a perfect example is, I forgot who's that chick in HSR with the umbrella, the lightning chick. When she came out, she was destroying every single game mode. So how do they fix this? By adding power creep with HP inflation, defense inflation, attack inflation of enemy units, and this becomes a problem because now the enemies are too difficult, and now they have to release characters that like you know what I'm saying, like you like the HSR blueprint, which is what's happening with HSR, which is what's happening with Genshin Impact with its whole power creep, where now it's like everything is just becoming stronger and stronger, units are just becoming stronger and stronger, and as free-to-plays or as dolphins, we struggle to keep up because now we can't summon for every character. Heck, sometimes we might have to skip 4 months worth of character releases because we know half anniversary or anniversary they're going to release a unit that's just going to overpower every single one of them and just break everything, with Silver Wolf 9999. And this is a problem because it creates another sub issues, which is the terrible gacha pool, because now every time a new unit releases, not everybody has maxed out the previous units, right? Because of that, now we have this overwhelmingly powerful character, and in the gacha pool you have like these terrible standard units, you have these terrible day one units, because not everybody maxed them out, because these gacha games are greedy, they don't give enough resources, and they're constantly like just ramping up the difficulty, ramping up the power creep. Now you have a powerful character in a terrible gacha pool. Now I want a powerful character, but the problem is that powerful character is not worth the price because the gacha pool sucks. And now I might as well just leave the game because I'm investing into rubbish. And then another sub issue that we have is the difficulty of character collecting, because now the reason why people play like gacha games is because of the collection aspect. Because I'm collecting these characters, I have a collection, I can post them online, I can post them in chats, I can post them in forums, I can share this hobby, I can share this experience, but I can't do that because now I'll be missing out on these units. And some gacha games go as far to the extent where every time you collect a character, you gain a global stat, like it increases your HP, your attack, your defense globally. So, and this becomes an issue because now if I skipped a certain character, especially a collab character, right, now I missed out on a global stat that could have absolutely boosted my account. Now my account is it's bricked, okay? And this also is a problem because let's go back to the first main issue, which is with the duping, which is now I'm going to struggle with duping characters because of this. You all are releasing way too many characters way too fast, and now I'm going to struggle with duping because now I can no longer max out this unit because it's old. I have to go for the new unit, but as soon as I get the new unit, it's too late. There's another new unit that's extremely powerful, and it's just this very, very terrible cycle. And I don't know why gacha games are still continuing this tradition. And I've seen this now with Star Sailor releasing. I tried to play Star Sailor and it hurts, man. It's trash. I'm sorry guys, it's garbage. It's so garbage. I had to leave the game. I thought they improved, but they really didn't. They still have these main issues, not just them but other gacha games as well, and I really, really hope that they fix them. I really, really hope that they improve on them, and I hope that something is done, but we'll just have to wait and see.